こいつもプレイヤーの一人だったんだ。俺はその勇気ある決闘の申しお前の駒だった。あの勇敢な女の名にかけてな。
私はエリカに決闘を勝ちたかった。それ以上に負けたくなかった。
I wanted to win, and even more strongly, I did want to live.
敗北の味を知るかもしれない恐怖が、そして今にして思うと、あの時のあんたたちに私は嫉妬し。
エリカはお前の優秀な駒で、俺の好敵手だった。その最後を見取らず、忘却の深淵に葬ったお前を、俺は
どうしろというの？エリカに謝れと？
エリカを忘却の深淵から救う。そしてこのパーティーに招け。
エリカを救え？
わらわもバトラに同じだ。好敵手なくしてゲームは成立せぬ。敵であることは変わらぬが、我らの大切な友人だ。あれだけあんたたちを苦しめたのに。
I mean, bitch, so did you.
俺たちはフェアに戦った。勝敗が互いの運命を分けたが、決闘を交わした俺たちは
Sure.
ずっと友人だ。
ベルンも友人になりたいのよね。だからベルンもフェアに戦いたくなったんでしょ？
Yeah, friends.
笑えば
笑わぬ。
むしろ歓迎だ。
人質を取ってるのに。
取らなきゃお前は舞台に出られなかったんだろ。
There had been no need to take a hostage. Adel and Beato had been more than willing to accept this final duel if Bernkastel wished it. It was hard to make out anything from Bernkastel's silent expression.
いいわ。
何が？
エリカを深淵から解放する。
よく決意したな。
For someone as proud as Bernkastel, forgiving their peace who had caused her defeat should have been nearly unbearable. Battler knew this, so he realized how much this bit of compassion had cost Bernkastel. Bernkastel snapped her fingers, and a black cat slipped out of her shadow.
深淵の奥底に存在に放りな。到着は遅れるかもしれない。
構わぬ。料理も酒も決して尽きることはないのだから。
おゆき、あの子をここに案内しなさい。
When she gave this order, the cat melted into the darkness, its bell jingling.
まさかあんたがエリカを許すなんてね。
許す気はないわ。だからもう私の駒じゃない。誰かが拾えば。あんただってリオンたちを拾ったわけだし。
ベルンカステル。
じゃあ甘ったるい時間はこれくらいでいい？すでに私には苦痛なの。
いいぜ。ゲームはどこでする？ここで賑やかにでも、静かないつもの場所でも、どこ？
ベルンカステル教がこれほどの大勢の前にこれ以上いじめることもあるまいぞ。
そうだな。ならばいつものあの場所しかないだろうぜ。
Ah, yes, the
問
usual.
題ない？
ないわ。
ごめんね、パーティーの。私たちはちょっと失敬するけれど、みんなは引き続き楽しんでいてちょうだい。ゼパル、フルフル、あんたたちが盛り上げてて、エリカが来たらみんなで歓迎してあげて。
Yeah, you know those hoes like to party.
では招こうぞ。我らが思考を巡らして戦うにふさわしいいつものあの
The
部屋へ。
usual room. Okay, so the smoking room, I'm guessing then? Or the tea room, whatever it's officially called. I don't remember. When Battler snapped his finger, space shattered. Yeah, this room. They were now in the smoking room of the witches, thought so. The place where witches had once debated, schemed, and reasoned all they could. Bernkastel had been invited there once again, and the final game would now begin. Let's go.
ゲームの用意はあるのか？
もちろんじっくりと作り上げた自信作のゲームよ。
Damn, so we're gonna go... We've already gone through so much, but we're gonna go through a whole ass another game? Alright.
ゲームマスターがベルンで、 バトラとベアとはプレイヤーということね。ベルンが殺人ゲームの物語を語り、プレイヤーの2人が人間のトリックで再構築できるかを挑む、いつものゲームね。
ベルンカステル教の描くシナリオがどのようなものか。
俺たちが青き真実で指摘し、お前そのルールで問題ないな。
私のゲームはもっとただの犯人当てクイズ。
Oh.
あんたたちと赤やら青やらの攻防をやるつもりはないの。
へえ、それってどんなゲーム？先に見せてもらってもいい？
Bernkastel held her palm upwards, and a palely glowing fragment appeared there. Amnedelta brushed it with her hand and shut her eyes.
ね、簡単なゲームでしょ。
確かにこれはバトラたちがやっていた思考ゲームに比べたら、これはもはや魔女と人間のゲームじゃない。
そうよ、これはもはや人間の。
驚いたわ。ベアトというファンタジーと戦うためにベルンが用意したゲーム
A
が
genuine
純粋なミ
mystery.
ステリーだったなんてね。
説明してくれ。
極めてシンプルよ。ベルンの用意した物語を感激。その中にはいくつかのルールがあるけれど、それに従って読み解くことで未知なる真実、
Okay.
すなわち
つまり普通に推理小説だってことなのか。
なるほど。となれば赤と青の真実のつばぜり合いなどもはや不要ということか。
In Beato's games, the argument had been about whether the story was a mystery or not. However, Bernkastel's game was a mystery. There was no need to argue over that from the start.
動機もトリックも切り捨てたあんたたちに求める答えはたった一点よ。
フーダニット。
なんと単純かつこれ以上ないほどに我らの決着にふさわしいゲームなのか。
そうだな。何の小細工もないストイックなまでにシンプルだ。
これは正真正銘の決闘である。
立ち会い人として宣言する。このゲームは解けるようにできている。
Okay.
つまりあんたたちの決闘の舞台として公平であることを保証する。ベルン、これは老婆心だ。本当にいいの？バトラとベアとはミステリー好きで交際を始めたのよ。
True.
私にはよくひねったシナリオだとは思えるけれど、この二人に通用するかはちょっとわからないわよ。
私の精一杯のシナリオが通用しないなら、その
大事なのはベルンカステル教が渾身の力で描いたゲームであることだ。
そうだな。それが俺たちに通じるかどうか、ただそれだけのシンプルなゲームなんだ。ラムだ、ありがとう。お前のおかげでこの決闘が正々堂々としたものであることが証明された。
どういたしまして。私も嬉しいわ。
そなたを対戦相手に迎えられ
私もよ、あんたを見下してた。勝負の場にでもせずにね。そんなそれまでの自分に虫唾が走る。だから決闘させて。
受けて立とうぞ。
私が勝ったら今度こそあんたを思いっきり見下して。そしてもし私がきっと忘れているに違いないあのか、
ベルンカステル、お前が勝とうと負けようと、
何？
この決闘が終わったら俺たちは友人だ。
これ以上はやめて。くすぐったくて死んでしまいそう。
Okay. Lambda clapped her hands. Pleasant sound rang out.
朗読はベルンが？それとも私が引き受けようかしら？
朗読者は不要よ。朗読の巫女は自分の口を通して物語を脚色することも歪めることもできる。たとえ私のゲームに小細工がなくとも、朗読の術でいくらでもそれをすることができる。
そうであるな。それもまたゲームマスターの権利の一つだ。
あんたたちとしたい決闘はシンプルだから朗読者はいらない。
Okay.
あなたたちが自らの目と耳で 物語を読みなさい。
いいの？それじゃベルンに有利なことがなくなっちゃうじゃない。
わかった。朗読者はいらない。俺たちが自分で物語を読む。
朗読者がいないということはいわゆる物語のとがきに一切の虚偽が
受けて立つぞ、ベルンカステル。何の小細工もない正真正銘のお前の正々堂々を俺たちも正面から受け止めてやる。
ありがとう。負けないわよ、私も。
それではダメであるな、ベル。
ああ、ミステリーを突きつける魔女はそんな態度じゃダメだぜ。ああ、全然ダメだな。
Berncastle, realizing what Battle and Beato were asking for, snorted. Lambda Delta nodded at her, telling her to enjoy this final duel to the fullest.
人間と魔女が仲良く肩を並べてミステリー談義なんてバカバカしいわ。笑えるわ。
Yeah, play it
あん
up.
たたちの仲良しミステリーが私の用意したミステリーに通用するかどうか受けてみなさい。私のミステリー。
そうでなくては。奇跡の魔女ベルンカステル教の挑戦状、確かに受け取ったぞ。
さあ、勝負開始だ。ゲームマスター、後ろ宮バトラ、そして無限の魔女ベアトリーチェがお相手してやる。ぶっ飛ばされても泣くんじゃねえぞ。
食らうといいわ。これがベルンカステルのミステリー。
Okay, let's go! Berncastle took a fragment containing the game and smashed it against the table, shattering it with a brilliant light as the game's scenario laid itself out. The curtain rose on the mystery Berncastle had created. My god. We got a whole ass fucking story to go there. No sound but that of the falling rain filled the room. It covered the tragic scene in the bloody dining hall. Okay, we're back to Angie's perspective. At some point, Angie had fainted and fallen to the floor. Now her consciousness was slowly returning, forcing her to remember what had happened in this room. So she reflexively averted her gaze even before the memory overtook her. 6 bodies lay in the blood-stained dining hall. Strangely enough, as her consciousness returned bit by bit, the terrifying scene before her seemed somehow less intense. This time, Angie was able to look at the 6 corpses well enough to make out who they were. First, those are my own parents. They're a pitiful sight, colored bright red by bloody makeup. And lying next to them are Uncle Hideyoshi and Aunt Eva. Uncle Hideyoshi, the uncle who always says funny things and makes me laugh. And Aunt Eva, the aunt who seems to be so fond of me. Genji-san, the servant, is lying over there. And the one lying right here is Aunt Rosa. 6 people. Isn't that the setup from episode 4? No. No, it wasn't. Who all died in episode 4? Because I'm pretty sure Nazi was one of the ones killed in episode 4. It's not an important detail at all, but I'm just... Right, because Kyrie was there in episode 4. She was one of the ones in the jail cell with everyone. That's right. So it's just a random 6 for a new game. Full 6 people had their lives taken from them and are lying in this room. Maybe I cried myself out before I fell unconscious. The scene before me was still terribly painful, but was somehow able to look at it without losing my head. I'd already felt all the sadness I could at my parents' deaths. The next emotion that rose up inside me was the desire to check and see that everyone else was okay. In that instant, I heard a scraping sound. Just as I was about to relax again, thinking I must have imagined it, I heard the same sound again. It's probably coming from the door. Someone was clawing at the door from the outside. Of course, I had no way of knowing who it was. However, for some reason, I was sure that it was that black cat scratching at the door. The black cat was telling me to leave this room. I understood and put my hand on the doorknob. I immediately noticed something odd. The door was locked. The same bad feeling I'd felt after being locked at the parlor crawled up my spine. However, unlike the time in the parlor, this door unlocked itself easily when I turned the knob. I unlocked it and slowly opened the door. Beyond the door, I could see the dimly lit hallway and a cat dashing down it away from me. Then it stopped, its emerald eyes glittering in the darkness, as though it was waiting for me to follow. The hallway was dark and wrapped in an eerie silence. When the black cat saw that I was coming, it walked forward as if guiding me. I could hear nothing except the creaking of the floor, the bell of the cat, and the sound of the storm outside. The party's being held in the hall. I should be able to hear at least a little of the noise from this hallway.
私が食堂で意識を失ってる間に深夜になっちゃったのかな。
It was a reasonable conclusion. Then we finally reached the main hall. The hall was frigid, and no trace of that party remained. Could all of that fun have been just an illusion? The black cat's bell rang out. When I looked up, I saw that at its feet on the stairway to the second floor, urging me to follow it.
2階に行くの？
The black cat seemed to nod, then silently went up the stairs. Guests were allowed to go wherever they wanted on the first floor, but the second floor was Kras's family's house, and I remembered getting in trouble for trying to go up there. However, at that moment, I couldn't think of any options other than following that cat. I walked along the dark hallway with the black cat. Eventually reached one of the doors. The black cat scratched at the door, then turned to look at me. It must have been telling me to open it. I put my hand on the doorknob and felt the resistance of a lock again. This door is locked. I turned around to tell the cat this, but inexplicably, a single key lay right in front of the cat. And she picked it up and stuck it in the keyhole. As she did, she finally noticed something strange with her fingertips. Blood. Somehow Angie's fingertips had been stained red with blood. She let out a short cry and the key slipped out and fell to the ground. She finally realized. In the darkness she hadn't noticed before. Black Cat's key was covered with blood. The emotions that had gone numb in Angie sprang back. A terrified scream rang out through the dark hallway. Even so, Angie would eventually open that door. That door led to Nazi's room. Nazi's room was a terrible mess. Blankets and sheets were torn. Cosmetics and books lay all over the place, as though a typhoon had just ripped through it. There were corpses. Karas and Nazi's corpses lay sprawled on the floor. Very shortly, Angie will step into this room. She will then scream in terror once more. It isn't limited to the dining hall in Nazi's room. Yeah, she's gonna be led to all the other 6. In the stormy rose garden, Shannon's tragic corpse lies exposed. Partway down the path to the rose garden is Jessica's corpse. When Angie finds that, she'll probably dash crying and screaming into the guest house. And death awaits her inside the guest house as well. Just inside the front door is Nando's corpse. In the servant room nearby, even Goda and Kumasawa lie dead. The total number of corpses is 13. A full 13 corpses are waiting for Angie. They wait in the mansion, the guest house, in this desolate Rokenjima. For Angie, exposed to the wind and rain and tormented by thunder to find them. Okay. Where are we going with this? Is this part of like Bern's story in some capacity? The first twilight. The tragedy of the first twilight was discovered at 6 in the morning on the following day. Goda, who had woken up to get breakfast ready, went to check on the adult siblings who had remained in the dining hall since the previous night because of the family conference. Okay, so Angie is currently in the aftermath of everything. She's found all the corpses, and yeah, she's found all the corpses. Meanwhile, Bern's story is taking place. It's all the, and we're slowly gonna get the reveals for everything.
食堂は施錠されていました。
What does purple text mean? The dining hall was locked
確
up.
かに食堂に鍵はついていますが、普段施錠することなどありません。ノックしたのですが返事はなく。
そこに私が来たのです。
You know what? I'll be extra. I'll be that extra motherfucker. For once. I'll fucking make a goddamn Google Doc and keep track of this shit. I'll do it. Fuck it. I'll do it. Okay, so the one purple we have is dining hall locked up. Yes, the ding hall. There's no first N in there, it's just the ding hall. Dining hall, locked up. Knocked, no answer. Kumasawa arrives. Keep going. What else you got?
万一のこともあるから鍵を開けてみたらと勧めたのです。
マスターキーで扉を開けると中は恐ろしいことに。
Go to unlocks door with master key. Okay.
エヴァ様、秀吉様、ルドルフ様、キリエ様、ローザ様、そして源氏
Give me a
様。
second, goddammit. Ava plus, I'll just say plus H. I'll understand what I mean. Rudolph plus K. Rosa. Genji. Dead.
計6人が血まみれになって倒れていたの
They
で
didn't
ご
say
ざい
dead,
ま
they
す。
say covered in blood.
それであとは大騒ぎだ。
Okay, let me go back, because they did not say dead. The deaths have not been confirmed. We're gonna say covered in blood. Let me re-edit that, alright? Go on.
全員が食堂に集まった。
Okay. Everyone shows... Since they... Everyone in dining hall. Go on.
思い出したくもありません。それぞれの親の亡骸にすがり泣き叫ぶ子供たち。
ひょっとしたら生きているかもとみんな懸命に揺さぶってたぜ。
しかしお子様方はそれぞれ自分の親が間違いなく死んでいることを確認なさいました。
Okay, the children confirm the deaths. Keep that note. Children confirmed parent deaths. Okay. What about Genji? Who's gonna confirm Genji's death?
僕と南條先生は源氏様が死んでいることを確認しました。
Okay, okay. Kanon and Nanjo confirmed Genji death. Okay. What else you got?
むごたらしい殺され方でした。私でなくとも誰も検視は謝りません。
No one can mistakenly confirm death. So there is the chance someone lied about it.
犠牲者はみんな即死だったろうね。
I don't see how that's important, but okay. I'm sure it'll be important later. All victims died instantly. You know, I'm sure we're gonna get a lot of these purple text and whatnot, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put like a nice little header on this one. nice little bold and underlined and put first twilight. There we go. Alright, go on.
食堂内を調べた結果、扉も窓も全て施錠され、密室であったことが分かった。
Okay. Dining hall inspected. Doors and windows locked, closed, room confirmed. Go on.
そして食堂内から不審なものは何も見つからなかった。
Nothing sus in dining hall.
もちろん食堂内に何者かが隠れているということもなかった。
No, no one hiding in dining hall. Okay.
隠れるも何も、私たちは今ここに全員がいるではないかね。誰も隠れていないことは明白だ。
No one is hiding. Excuse me.
でも父さん、となるとおかしい
You
よ。
mean someone's lying, Jessica?
殺された6人、食堂は密室。
Jessica, you mean someone's lying.
どうやって殺して逃げたんだ。
考えたくはありませんが、マスターキーを持つ使用人が怪しいでしょう。
Of course you think that, Nazi.
6人を
I saw that
殺し
played out.
マスターキーで施錠して食堂を出た。妥当な推理だ。
True.
とんでもありません。
We can't ignore it. Can't ignore it. Since there was no chance of the culprit hiding inside the dining hall, it made sense to assume that the culprit locked the door after committing the murder and exiting the room. Unless they're one of the bodies there. Unless they locked all the doors, played dead, and whoever came to confirm their death lied about it. No one can mistakenly confirm a death. Can mistakenly, confirm a death, but never said no one can lie about confirming a death. No one can say they're dead, accidentally. But never said someone couldn't say they're dead intentionally. And sadly enough, none of the servants had an alibi. See? You immediately point fingers at the servants. I don't think so. Then again, it wasn't only the servants. Everyone else liked an alibi as well. Okay?